Today, what to do when anger hits so you don't take it out on the people you love. Welcome to Sacred Grit, a podcast equipping men to conquer addiction and overcome inner struggles through physical, mental, and spiritual disciplines so you can become a man of honor and integrity. I'm Jason.Lyle. Now let's get to work. Today you'll learn you must interrupt the response immediately, train for your known triggers ahead of time, and awareness before and after builds control. This episode is brought to you by Oak Haven Diagnostics, oakhavendiagnostics.com. What's up, my dude? Welcome back to the Sacred Grit Podcast and Gritty Wednesday. So we started talking about anger on Sunday, and we were talking about how it is a nervous system that goes into fight mode, and we kind of picked all that apart. So hopefully you're tuning back in today because I want to give you some tools that you can use and take away and start working on this anger response that you have, right? Because you have to be able to interrupt this response immediately, right? When you step into that space and you feel that anger coming, if you go ahead and act, then you start to get ahead of it. And I tell my guys all the time, the process of trying to catch these things is, we go from after it's all over, we say, oh, I did it, right? But when we start gaining control, we move to, oh, I'm doing it right now. That means we can kind of catch it in the middle. And then our ultimate goal is to go, oh, I almost did it, right? So we start catching it further and further. And this is training ground. So I don't want you to think about this as like a perfect fix. Like, oh, well, if I do these things Jason said, then next time I get triggered and my temper goes off, it won't be there. That's not true. It's still going to be there, but we're trying to step you further and further back away from the ledge. So here's the tool that I teach guys to do. I teach them that as soon as they feel that coming, put your hands on your head, right? That is a physical sign, and take one step back. The hands on the head and taking a step back is physically removing yourself from the situation that is bringing you the discomfort, right? You don't need to run from it. It's because you can't run from triggers. They're going to be there your whole life. But taking a step back literally creates physical space between you and the thing that's making you upset. Then you use the deep breath. You hold it for 5 seconds. Take another sip. Hold it for 5 seconds. Let it all go. Close your eyes. Take a rest. Open your eyes up. Take your hands off your head. Then you can engage. If you feel yourself getting activated again, take 2 steps back. Put your hands on your head. You say, well, Jason, the people around me will think I'm crazy. My dude, they already think you are because you fly off the handle every time you can't handle a situation. So your hands on your head and a deep breath is probably going to be a welcome thing for your people that you deal with, okay? So don't worry about what you look like. If you really want to get this under control, that's number one. You must interrupt the response immediately, okay? Number 2, train for your known triggers ahead of time. If you know where you lose control, you can prepare for it. I tell my guys that I coach, these are preloaded decisions. So what that might look for anger, you might be like, okay, there's this guy and he comes to work and he's always late and he causes me to have to do the majority of the work. And when he comes in, I just lose my temper every time. And he's actually a nice guy. He just doesn't know how to. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's my preloaded decision. The next time he walks in late, I'm going to put my hands on my head, take a step back, take this deep breath. If you will go ahead and preload that decision in the morning before you ever get ready to go out into the world, you'll already have this tiny little crack in that moment that you know could possibly happen. So you're creating awareness. You're training for your triggers ahead of time, and you're training awareness before you get there, right? But you also need to train aware after. Okay, because both of these are going to build control. So here's the thing that I like to do with my guys. I have them as when they go into the coaching program, they have a morning and evening check-in, right? Morning is who will I be, and evening is who was I. That is exactly how you stop reacting. In the morning, you set your intentions, and in the evening, you reflect back on those intentions. And my dude, this is not about success or failure. It has nothing to do with success or failure. It has everything to do with training your nervous system how to not respond in a manner that is destructive to you and your relationships, right? You can go back and say you're sorry. If people see you working on your temper, if people are aware, like, oh my goodness, Joe, or whatever your name is, every time he starts to get mad now, he puts his hands on his head, takes a step back. I'm seeing this amazing change in him. Dude, you will start seeing results in your life, in your relationships, and in your job. But it takes awareness. So even if you're not in the coaching program, here's what you can do. In the morning, you could write down, today, here is the man that I want to be when it comes to your anger. And then in the evening, grab that same journal. Here's the man that I was today. And that way you can start to track your own data. Now, in the program that I teach, we put sleep, and food and all these diet, exercise, all these different things in there so we could track your data. But for now, if you're just working on anger, that's awesome, dude. Just who do I want to be today? When you get back that night, who was I today? Because that is how you stop reacting. That is how you become a man that you want to be. All right, my dude. So today you learned you must interrupt the response immediately, train for your known triggers ahead of time, and awareness before and after builds control. My dude, thank you for listening. By the time you listen to this, hopefully the school course is out on basic nervous system regulation, and the link will be in the show notes. You can click on that. It's $149. You get on there and it's in modules. They're all pretty quick and easy to go through, and it teaches you everything that I teach and how to regulate your own nervous system. It gives you tools, practical tools that moves you toward being able to regulate yourself. All right, my dude. This episode is brought to you by Capital City Roofing. The good folks over at Capital City Roofing, Brad Strawbridge and his whole crew, are there for all your exterior needs. You can find them at capitalcityroofing.net. All right, my dude. I hope you have a great week. I will see you on Sacred Sunday.